So today we will learn about the critical speed. One with the help of one numerical example, we will try to characterize a rotor, that what is its critical speed and what should be the uh, operating range of that shaft. So this we will more elaborate with the help of one numerical example. So now everybody take note, pen and calculator. I am defining one problem. So my screen is visible, correct?
Yes,
My
sir.
okay. So let us take one example, simple. So this is the central line of the shaft. This is the shaft. Already we have learned it. And for our calculation simplicity, we are assuming that the flywheel at exactly at the center, and this is the bearings are short bearing, means it is we can assume, because all as we learned the simply supported beam. So let us take this bearings are also same like short bearing. Okay, so it can be assumed as that it is that shaft is simply supported. So this disc, that means the flywheel, has a mass of say 10 kg. Okay, and it has an eccentricity, that means the center of mass is away from the axis of rotation. We know that is called eccentricity, that is around say 1 mm. Okay, that is around 1 mm. The entire length of the shaft, say you take it is this length, capital L, you take it is 800 mm, just arbitrarily. The shaft material Young modulus is say 300 power gigapascal. Okay, and the maximum allowable tensile strength, maximum allowable stress is 70 Newton per millimeter square. Okay, with this and the shaft diameter. The shaft diameter is around, you can take it is 20 mm. This is the given data. With these details, we have to find out, say this is basically why I am telling this problem. Say there is a pump, big pump. So Even though I will show you that for a complex geometry, how to find out the center of mass and what should be the total weight and through which point it is working, because that can be, you can always predict, you can estimate it or you can calculate it through the normal analytical method. But today the tools are available like SolidWorks, COMSOL. From there easily you can find out where will be the center of mass. So from there you can find out the eccentricity. So that will be that I'll teach you later. But just to conceptualize the thing, what we are going to do. So this is a impeller. Then we have to characterize it so that the operator can operate that entire system with its safe operating zone. Basically, we are trying to find out that. Okay. So as we know already, we learned. So due to the weight, it will be bending like this, and that should be the, this is the your deflection that already we defined as y, and we have learned it. What is the value of the deflection? So from here we will try to find out the uh, critical speed. Okay. So in the earlier lecture we learned what is the y max in the static deflection.
WL cube by 48 EI.
W L cube by 48
EI.
EI. So here W is the weight. So that weight is basically mg. So total mass is given. Total mass is given. It is 10 kg. So you can find out mg. Then your L is given 800 mm. Your Young modulus is 300 GPa. That means 300 into GPa to Newton per millimeter square. If you want to calculate
10 to the power 3.
10 to the power
3.
So 10 to the power 3, 10 to the power 3
MPa or Newton per millimeter square.
Newton per millimeter square. This one, and your I inertia, because it's a like a shaft, so that it will be I is equal to what is that, pi d to the power 4. This already you know, you have studied for various shape. What will be the inertia?
By 32, I think. 32.
64.
64. No, yes.
Now you all the values are given. Now from there you find out this y and tell me how much it is. Quickly, somebody, because time is running. So M is 5 kg, G is 9.1, L is 800, E is 300 into 10 to the power 3, I is this one. It will be in millimeter to the power 4. D is given as 20. So what is the value coming y?
Sir, 0.44 millimeter.
আমি জানি না সেটা কত, একজন বলো, দুজন দুজন করো, দুজন করে দুজন কম্পেয়ার করে বলো, তাহলে সেটা ভুল ঠিক হবে। দু তিনজন মিলে করো।
Sir, 0.44 millimeter.
0.44 millimeter. This is the static deflection, maximum static deflection. Already we know that. So what is, if you see the, because we need to find out the omega n, that is basically the critical speed. So that is equal to k by m. So k means the you know, F is equal to kx, so force by displacement. So that force means W, means mg, by displacement here the deflection y into m. So that is basically square root of g by y. So g, you put the value of g is 9.8 and y is mm, so you convert into meter and tell me the value, what is that, omega n?
Sir, 149.3.
So 148.6.
Huh?
Nearly done.
One?
I mean 149.3.
149.3 something. So that unit is radian per second. Now if you want to convert the, we know omega is equal to, we know already omega is equal to pi n by 30. So my critical speed nc, that is equal to 30 omega by pi. So 30 into this value by pi, how much coming?
So 1419.2. 19.2.
Okay, so this is my critical speed. That means this entire rotating assembly never be rotated at the RPM of 1419. This is the critical speed. Now, my second job is to find out the what range it can be operated. Okay. Now, what is the what? So when it is rotating, so this is the static deflection. Now we need to find out the dynamic deflection, okay, which is due to that unbalanced mass, and that should be restricted because here the maximum tensile strength, maximum tensile stress is given, because after that there will be permanent deformation. It should not cross. That means tensile or bending means if a things is bent like this, the upper part is a tensile part. Tensile, it will experience tensile strength, and the bottom part it will be getting compressive. So we can tell that is either bending or tensile, whatever may be. So that is basically is equal to total moment by that is sectional modulus. Okay. Yesterday we already learned how to find out that total moment. So that is this is my dynamic load into my length. Here it can be calculated. I am not showing it. And this this section modulus for this kind of shaft it should be, you already studied, this is pi pi by I think pi by pi by 32 into d cube. So now this things, this limit is given 70, L is 800, and D is 20. Now you find out what is the WD.
Two 74.89.
270.89.
4.89.
That will get that. Okay, so now the dynamic deflection, maximum dynamic deflection, that is equal to WD, কি ছিল ফর্মুলা, WD L cube by 48 EI না?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now you know, you got the value of WD, all you know, find out YD.
One point two four.
1.24 millimeter.
Millimeter.
Yes, sir.
তাহলে এটা this is in millimeter. Now we know the, can you remember the formula of Y deflection, dynamic deflection, that is omega by omega n square into eccentricity divided by 1 minus omega by omega n square. We already know this. So we got that value of dynamic deflection is, and you remember I have told 3 mode shape. Sometime this will be, so this is, sometime Y will be positive, and some RPM range it Y will be negative. So now first take that value of Y positive. So we know omega n, that is already calculated. That is actually, here you can write n by nc, because omega and n both are proportional. So now you put the value of Y as 1.2, both are, if it is in mm, and eccentricity was also in mm. So no need to, because those all are dimensionless. So you can put it, and from here you can find out the, here you can put the omega 1. First taking y positive, you take the omega 1 or n1 and find out the value n1, how much it is. And somebody take this value of this dynamic deflection as negative and find out n2.
Sir, 110.56.
1,
100 omega 1, not n1, omega 1.
হ্যাঁ, তাহলে n1 কত হবে বের করো।
Okay, 1055.78.
10,
55.78.
okay, this is n1, and what is the value of n2?
Sir, 3225.48.
3,
3225.48.
3225.48. So we got this 3 RPM. We will try to, with this, we will try to do something more. So now somebody make one equation, because already we know the sigma, the stress, that is equal to uh, uh, 32, তার মানে 4 8 32, নিচে 8, 8 WD 8 WDL by pi dq, something like that. I don't know whether I am correct or wrong. It should be something like this. And your yd is equal to WD L cube by 48 EI. Okay. Now if you from here, if you find the WD and replace the WD value here, you will get YD in terms of sigma. Now we know YD is equal to W by omega C. So omega C already you calculated that value, and you know the term E also. So now I want you find the value of sigma in terms of omega? One simplified equation, you tell me. Got it what I am telling? Hello?
Sir, please repeat.
We know the sigma. We know sigma value is this one. So from there, we can find out WD. We know what is YD. This is the YD value. So if you replace this YD value from this equation, so you will get YD in terms of sigma. We know what is YD. That is omega by omega n square into eccentricity divided by 1 minus omega by omega n square. So omega n already we calculated. So if you put in that equation, basically you will get sigma. So this side it will be a sigma, and this is a function of omega. You find that function. What is that? For case 1, you take the value of YD positive. For case 2, you take the value of YD negative. You will get two equations. The two equations you should tell me after simplifying. You got the equation? Is somebody doing now? Hello?
Sir, sigma equals to 69.75.
1 minute. Sigma is equal to?
69.75.
No. It will come in terms of omega, na? I told.
Oh, okay. Wait.
Sir, I could not understand this part.
Arey Baba. Sigma is equal to what? Sigma is equal to WDL by pi by 8 into d cube. You find out here what is the expression of WD. That is pi by 8 d cube into sigma by L. This is your WD. Now what is your YD? YD is equal to WD L cube divided by 48 EI. Now replace this value of WD here. So you will get YD in terms of sigma. What is the expression that you tell?
Pi d cube sigma L square.
1 minute.
Yes, sir.
YD is equal to
Pi d cube.
Pi d to the power 4.
4 को देखते गেল
না d cube ই হবে।
Oh, sorry, d cube.
pi d cube
Sigma L square
sigma L square
by 384 EI.
384 EI, huh?
EI. Yes, sir.
So now here only sigma you keep it as sigma. All these values are known. You put that value. What is that coming? Some constant into sigma it will come. You tell me that what is that constant? Pi d cube L square 348 or 384 whatever telling EI. You put that all value. D will be in millimeter, L in millimeter, E in Newton per millimeter square. I also you know already you calculated. So tell me what is that value?
Sir, YD equals to 0.017 sigma.
0.017
017.
sigma. এটাই তো?
Yes, sir.
So for the first case, I was telling that value of y may be positive or negative. You see, if you recall that earlier lecture, there should be the mode shape. It will getting changed. It will be coming outside or inside, something like that. So that it is n by nc. What is the critical frequency?
1425.
No.
1419.
1419. So this is a square into eccentricity is how much?
1 millimeter.
1 millimeter. So 1 means it is 10 to the power minus 3. I am converting everything. This deflection also you calculated what in mm only, na?
Yes, sir.
So it is 1 minus n by 1419 square. So it will come like this, something like this. So now if you simplify this, sigma is equal to one expression. You hear all these things. It is 1 millimeter, and this units are okay, na? This will come in this value all are in, you calculated it in mm, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now you tell here some factor it will come. So what is that factor? So this is your n1. I can tell it is n1 when I am taking it the positive. Hey, you people, why today some students they have done. Why you are taking this much time? With some different value, I told they did very quickly. Is in the group I have sent on board. They did with some different value, but they are coming. It is the sigma 1 is equal to 30 something. One value is coming 33.3 something. On calculation, this much time taking means it is very difficult. So I don't know here whatever the your calculation doing, I am taking some arbitrary value. So your sigma 1 is equal to say 20 into here first I am going to plot n1. So n1 by your critical speed is how much? 1419, eh?
1419. Yes.
1419 that is square divided by 1 minus n1 divided by 1419.
So the constant is coming 0.056.
No, it will some mistake. It will come some big value only. You try afterwards. Now it will be killing the time. So this is your
Sir 56 होता है constant ना. I think so. No.
something it will come that you do by your own. Okay, so now if I plot n1 comma sigma 1, what we will get? See, we have got a thing like this. Later on we will do that. Now we will make sigma 2. So as I told, sigma 2 will be negative. See, if I take here, as I told, when you take positive, it has come like this. If I take negative, so this will be plus and this will be minus, simply. So as I told, my N2 started from 3, 2 to 5 because that is the second range. So that is equal to 20 something. That figure may not be correct. So that is my N2 divided by my 1419 square divided by 1 minus N2 by 1419 dot square minus 1. This is my sigma 2. Now if I plot n1 comma sigma 1 comma n2 comma sigma 2, so 20. So let us limit it. So y limit, what is the syntax? Y limit bracket, this one min max, first bracket then third bracket. So y limit, that is 0 to say 100.
Sir, why limit? Why?
So y limit lim. This curve again, it is some wrong, it is coming. I don't know, something it is mistake. So what I mean to say now, I was trying to fix it. Let us, you try. Because afternoon, some of my students, they have done, it has come in pakka. But that I can show you, it was in there. So if you take this side as your RPM n, so your critical speed, somewhere it will be here. So that is your critical speed. And this y-axis is your stress. And it should not cross the your yield point. Yield, you know why yield, what is called yield. Till that point only Hooke's law will be applied. And your n1, and if you plot that till that to from n1, so it will be something, it will be like this. And if you put n2, it will be like this. That, sorry, this is your sigma 1 and this is your sigma 2 curve, and your n1 is somewhere here and your n2 will be somewhere here. Now this zone here, you see, here you cannot operate, here you cannot operate the pump. So here you, why it is not coming?
So you have to change color 1.
Oh. So this area you cannot operate. This is called unsafe zone. This zone is called unsafe. This zone is unsafe zone. Where you can operate? You can operate this area. This area you can operate very well. This area as well as the area here, this area. These two area is safe area. So basically, when you are going to design an impeller, this curve is very important. That will be pasted in your operating console area. So always the operator will see this graph. So for the same problem, I would like to see that you all people will be doing this problem by your own, and you have to show me this. I thought I'll do one more example, but anyway, this problem you should show me. So now we will, this is the analytical method to find out the critical speed of a shaft. Okay, this is the analytical procedure. Now we will see how to simulate it. So anyone can share your console. Quick. Model Wizard, 3D, solid mechanics, add it, go to the study. এই দুবার অ্যাড করেছো কেন? রিমুভ করো একটা। উফ, ওটা একটা রিমুভ করো, দুটো ব্যাক হয়ে গেছে। ওটা করো প্রি-স্ট্রেসড আইগেন ফ্রিকোয়েন্সি, প্রি-স্ট্রেসড আইগেন ফ্রিকোয়েন্সি। That unit you change to mm. So now you right click on the geometry, add a cylinder. Radius, let us take 300. Height you take 30. Build selected. Now again you take one cylinder. Now radius you take 10, 30. But 10 नहीं, you take बहुत छोटा हो गया. You to take 20. Now both the things you go to geometry and subtract it. Okay, now again you go one cylinder. You radius you take 20, and this you take 1000. No, ওই z axis z এ দাও -500. ওকে, এবার আরেকটা সিলিন্ডার নাও, বিয়ারিং বানাতে হবে। ওটা নিয়ে নাও, that radius you should take, it was 20, you take 30. Height you take 20, and that z axis you put -520. Build it. Okay, like that another side you make. You put 500. Okay. Now make all the things as union. You go to union, select all the component. Okay, over. Now you add some material there.
It's a structural steel.
Huh.
Okay.
Huh. Okay, now you come give some fixed constant on the bearing.
Fixed constant.
In the bearing.
Yes, sir. Done.
Okay. Now you go to you add you right click on the solid mechanics. Go to volume force. Rotating frame. Select all the component. And give one RPM.
So how much? 500.
Give 500.
Okay.
No, it is ready on bracket. Your third bracket you write RPM.
RPM. Okay, sir.
Okay. Now you go to mesh. Okay, build all. Okay, now you go to study. Go to eigenfrequency. Go to station. There. Okay, unit will be 6 numbers. Okay, now you compute. Yeah, Baba. তোমার কম্পিউটার বহুত স্লো।
হ্যাঁ স্যার জানি আমার i3 প্রসেসর তো একটু একটু স্লো যায়। হঠাৎ করে স্যার এসে
হ্যাঁ। ওকে, নাও ইউ গো টু ওই আইগেন ফ্রিকোয়েন্সি, ওখানে ক্লিক করো।
ইয়েস স্যার।
ওখানে না, ওখানে না, ওই দিকে, ওই দিকটায় যেটা এলো রেজাল্টে। ওটা না,
result
mode shape
mode shape.
ওখানে দেখো এই ডান দিকে আইগেন ফ্রিকোয়েন্সি আছে।
Yes, sir.
That at the critical speed, you click there, go to second one, 41.36,
41.36.
plot, upore plot. You see, in that frequency, if you operate, your mode shape would be, already you learned what are the different mode shape. So in that, this will be your mode shape will be taking like this. You go another frequency.
Say, এটা?
Okay, no problem. Plot. You see, now you tilt it slightly. You see, in that it will be your things. It will be like this. You go another eigen frequency. You see, your disk will be behaving like this. So this is the simulation procedure, how to find out the natural frequency of a rotating impeller or rotating flywheel. So this is the thing. So your assignment is to, whatever the problem we have, it was not completed, that graph whatever I have shown, that will come exactly. So all people, you should do that graph and show me. Then we will sit for the next, and there we will solve some problem in MATLAB. So you have to do practice, and then only it is possible we can do the further things. Okay. So Pushan, now we can stop the recording.
Okay, sir.
Okay. এবার কারো কি কোনো